Vande Mataram students, now we will read chapter number 14, Feature Story, means Indian Freedom Struggle, stage first. In previous lesson, we have read about the revolt of 1857. The revolt of 1857 brought an end to the rule of the East India Company in India, and this revolt was the first independence war among the Indians. Soon after, the country came under the direct rule of the British government. Lord Canning was appointed the viceroy to carry out the administrative duties on the behalf of the crown. And the 1857 revolt was entirely crushed by the Britishers. Now all Indians were very angry. The British government took over the administrations of India. This was a huge blow to the Indians, and they realized the need to unite in their fight for getting freedom. And many movements of the social reformers were there, like sati, child marriage, widow marriage, etc. The British introduced Western education in India, and the Indian society was ridden with social evils like gender discrimination, caste, female infeminate, sati, child marriage, etc. With the Western education came increased awareness and a progressive attitude in the Indians. The Rajaram Mohan Rai. Rajaram Mohan Rai worked towards to eradicate unfair and unjust social customs like sati and child marriage. We are seeing in this picture, and he fought for women's right to inherit and hold properly. It was due to his efforts that the British government enacted a law in 1829 for abolishing sati. And now the Swami Dayanand Saraswati. He was also a great social reformer, and he also do work to eradicate caste discrimination, child marriage, idol worship, and blind faith and superstitions. These all are social evils. He founded the Arya Samaj. It means a noble society. Arya Samaj was founded in 1875 to spread awareness about the need to destroy social evils in the order to create a noble society. Now, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. He was a social reformer and academician who worked relentlessly for the improvement of women. And Vidyasagar also proposed the Vidya Remarriage Act 15 in 1857. He wanted the widow remarries, and for this he worked in the society, and he also encouraged women's education. Now, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan worked hard for the progress and upliftment of the Muslim community. He convinced them that the Western education was important for the progress of Muslim community. He founded the Aligarh Muslim University and insisted on education for women as well. Now, Indian National Congress means INC. In 1885, a retired British officer A.O. Hume and many Indian leaders came together to form INC. The first session of INC was held in Mumbai in 1885 in the leadership of A.O. Hume. And it was attended by 73 delegates. It was the first organization by Indian peoples and many leaders were there like Dadabhai Nauroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale. The Congress leaders, they are known as Congress leaders and they stood for the hope and dreams of the Indian masses. They want representation in the government, equal treatment in the army and civil services from the Britishers, and these demands were expressed through peaceful means, and the leaders were thus they called moderates. Means these leaders don't want any type of fights. And the next one more group was there. They were known as Lal, Bal and Pal. Lal means Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal. These three leaders were regarded as extremists because of their overall aggressive stand. Means they want who can cook the freedom. The Lal Bal Pal trio believed that India must achieve Swaraj or self-rule and not to be ruled by anyone. There are the two groups of INC, moderates and extremists, and other Indian National Congress leaders were Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, then Subhash Chandra Bose, and Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. That is not Abdul, that is Abul Kalam Azad, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and Vallabhbhai Patel, etc. These all are the leaders. Now the two group was formed by the Indian leaders, that was moderate and one was extremists. In the early phase the INC, the moderates were in charge of both demands of the party as well as execution of its action programs. And moderates believed in constitutional method to bring about social reforms. Means they don't want any type of fight. They want in the peaceful manner. And they were Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Dadabhai Nauroji, W.C. Banerjee, and they follow the constitutional methods for getting freedom. Next group was extremist group. They would make appeal and send petitions to government to put forth their demands. They are not successful since all their demands were turned down by Britishers, and the leaders were Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal. These are the younger members of Congress and they known as extremists. They want their right by anyhow. A national movement could become successful only through a firm, strong and aggressive approach to get their demands fulfilled. See these pictures, beta. In these pictures, they show that how they fight for getting freedom. And they felt that the people had to secure their rights by fighting and by being organized. Lokmanya Tilak reached to the common people with the newspaper Kesari and Maratha and made them aware of their rights. Through the Kesari and Maratha, Lokmanya Tilak known among the peoples for getting freedom. Lokmanya Tilak's declaration to the British government that Swaraj is my birthright and I will have it. He also encouraged people to celebrate these Indian festivals like Sarvajanik Ganesh Mahotsav and Sarvajanik Shivaji Jayanti. Through these festivals, peoples were unite and bring foster brotherhood and about the pride. Now, the Britishers started one trick that was divide and rule policy, and through these policy, the Britishers wanted the partition of Bengal. The increased unity among the Indian people made the British feel very insecure. That's why they started divide and rule policy. They started using various tactics to bring about hatred and discord among the countrymen. And in divide and rule policy, they wanted the Indians between the two groups with a view to create more tension among the Indian people. The British adopted the policy divide and rule on the Hindu and Muslim population in the Bengal. Now there were two groups of Indians in the Bengal, one for the Hindu and one group for the Muslims. In 1905, the Lord Curzon announced the partition of Bengal into East Bengal for the Muslim and West Bengal for the Hindus. Now there were two groups of Bengal, West Bengal and East Bengal. The reason state was better administration of the two partition provinces. They tell to the Indians they will make better administration. The people, however, were well aware that the real reason behind this was to divide them on the basis of their religion. Now people were very aware with the Britishers, and the Indians were naturally outraged at this and strongly opposed the move, and they were against the divide and rule policy. Now they all came out with one voice, that was Vande Matram as the national cry, and they were Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. The British were forced to reunite Bengal in 1911 because of this united retaliations of the people. That's why again Bengal was reunited in 1911. Now the Swadeshi movement was started, and in this movement the extremists came forward and launched the Swadeshi movement, arising the people to use only indigenous goods and called for a total boycott of foreign goods. Now people have to boycott using foreign things, and we have to not use any things which are from the Britishers. We have to things use only made in India, like slowly khadi and the charkha become a strong symbol of nationalism. The Indian people have to use only things which made by Indian people, and people openly burned foreign goods to express their anger through the Britishers. This movement swept the country, and all Indian pledged to use only indigenously made, means Swadeshi good. We have to use only Swadeshi goods. The Swadeshi movement also helped the revival of the domestic industry, creating Indian made products. During the First World War in 1914, Indian soldiers sided with the British and fought bravely. In return, they got no rewards, but instead, the British imposed more taxes on Indians. This too added to the displeasure of the people. And after the death of Lokmanya Tilak in 1920, the reins of the national movement passed on the Mahatma Gandhi, and that period was known as Gandhian phase.